Unbelievable scenes in Oslo as Norwegian fans witnessed for the very first time in the history of the tournament their side advance to the quarter-finals of the World Cup, beating Brazil by 2-1. Craig Burley, Shaka Hislop, Jermaine Jones alongside me, but they are all bit-part players in today's show because it's all about Jan Åge Fjørtoft, the former Norwegian international who joins us now. Jan, try and put into words exactly what this means to your country.
I've tried to do that, Dan, and I must say, my wife has told me when you get older, you will be easier to get tears, and I've been in tears, and as you, it's like unbelievable. The whole Norway has been public viewing today, whole Norway, and they've been rowing, they've been doing all the different stuff, and even my wife, who I've never seen on a Norwegian shirt, I got a photo of her in a Norwegian shirt. Hello, I played for Norway, but now it's. I mean, we are a small nation, but we are a big sport nation, and I don't think that people from bigger nations can understand how much this means for us, for a small nation. There are some of them at this World Cup. That's why I say this 48 nation has not been bad, because the euphoria around the world has been fantastic. And yeah, I'm sitting all on my own in Salzburg because I'm doing TV and the other channel had the game. So I'm the only Norwegian who was lonely tonight, but I'm glad to be with you guys.
What was your reaction when Erling Haaland scored those goals, Jan?
Well, there is a time when you just have to stop being amazed of him. I mean, they're building up, he's playing against Gabriel, and then Sheldrup, who came on for Nusa, made a perfect cross. He's kind of a tower. And not only does he win the header, I mean, the speed, the strength of that header is like unbelievable. And then you have the 2-0 goal where he's just standing there against Brazil, against Alisson, and he makes his 7th goal. His stats getting more and more ridiculous. And I mean, guys, we've been there. You talked to me, so we've talked so much about Erling Haaland, but he's now doing it on this stage as well. And he's not playing for one of the biggest nations, but he's playing just right now for one of the best.
If you'd watched Norway in qualifying, you'd know how strong they have become. They've come a long way. That being said, I didn't think there's only one man.
Let me tell you a bit about the Norwegian team. In goal, the man of the match today was Ørjan Nyland. He has played 7 games for Sevilla this season. He has played more national games for Norway than he's played for his club. He's 35 years of age. 14 years ago, he won the cup final for my club. He was 21. He was saving penalties for fun. On the left back, we have a reserve from Wolverhampton Wanderers, who's playing there, who is going up and down today, big time. Heggem Ayer, been told all years they haven't been good enough. That is our weakness. I thought it was a weakness as well. Ryerson went into the game with an injury. In midfield, we have Sander Berge, who is a great number 6 for Fulham, not a top star player. Then you have Patrick Berg, who is having these quick feet, who Casemiro and his friends couldn't cope with today. You have Sheldrup, a young kid coming on, playing for Benfica with his confidence. Oscar Bob, sent away from Manchester City, hasn't had a great season for Fulham. So don't come with this that Brazil can't get something out of the play, because this is a big effort by Ståle Solbakken to make this team go into the quarterfinals, to put a team together. And thank God have we seen at this World Cup that the teams that want to do things, want to go forward, being positive, enjoying being at the World Cup, are winning. Look at Brazil, adios. Look at Germany, auf Wiedersehen, because they didn't want to do it. Norway today had 3 times as many passes as Brazil. They were much more positive. They had a 67% of the ball. So this is from Norway and Ståle Solbakken. I have to give him a compliment too. Last time we lost 5-1 to Austria away. There were some idiots in Norway who said Ståle should leave his post as a national coach. He arrested 10 players against France because he said, we've learned from, I remember myself playing in this shirt in 1994. I couldn't move because of the humidity and the temperatures in this country. And he's always done what he wanted to do. I love Ancelotti. I have the biggest respect of Ancelotti, but today he was big time overcoached by a Norwegian called Ståle Solbakken, period.
He plays Alexander Sorloth as a big lump of a striker at Atletico Madrid who doesn't always play, and he plays him on the right wing. Okay, he comes off at half-time, but he was a good outlet for them. So, you know, I think it's too easy now. I think it's too easy for managers now to say, don't have the players.
Right. Yeah.
I don't have the players. Other managers, other coaches, maybe less well-known coaches, make the best of what they've got. Make it work in a different way. And I feel I just feel so disappointed. Not that Brazil are out, I couldn't care less. Norway's a great story, but I feel very disappointed in the way that they approached this game, this tournament. And I thought Ancelotti would bring something a little different. And quite frankly, he has brought very little to this Brazilian team.
The penalties you mentioned, Jermaine, was kind of a bit of a game-changing moment. What did you make of the way that Bruno approached it, took it, and the decision that he was the penalty taker?
Yeah, it was a poor, until I would say like even a bad penalty. But then at the end too, the goalkeeper has to first jump in that corner to make the right save, right? So, but in general, like I think there was, again, we can discuss. He never shot a penalty before
for Brazil.
For Brazil. So normally it's Vini Jr. the one who shoots it. So you have to ask a question: why was that decision made? You know, then later Neymar comes in, then he takes the penalty. So but again, Jan Åge is completely right when he says, like, that's why I said even before, I believe that Norway can win this game. Because, yes, you have, and it's proven in this tournament already, that some countries have bigger names, but it's not always the bigger name on the field. It's the collective as a group who works for each other and believes in something. And today you was able to see it too. Yes, Brazil can score with the penalty. They have a big chance to score, but still, Norway stayed in the game. Yeah. And at the end, Brazil is out. A big country's out, where everybody had us with one of the favourites. In Norway, is going to the next round.
And depending how it gets through, and depending who they get in the next round, I don't think, honestly, do not think.
It's Mexico, England in Miami.
I do not think Norway take a backward step against any of those teams.
No.
Not one step back whatsoever. And I'm talking about if England do get through, which is it's a big if, but they're obviously the more talented side with a deeper squad. But if I was Norway, I would not be frightened of any of those teams whatsoever.
Who do you want, Jan?
England. Of course I want. Not because it's just a tradition that we love English football. Norwegians love English football. We had some great battles of them with Margaret Thatcher, Can You Hear Me, and Lady Diana and Bjørge Lillelien back in the days. I played against England in a qualification game, beat them at Ullevål. I think that is a great story that we're going to meet England. But I think that it's all down to Norway, because I don't think it cares who we play to, because I think the confidence in this team now is that we play the way we do. The big change between this generation of players, this team, when you compare it with my generation or on the generation between that didn't qualify for a big championship, is that we can now rest with the ball. We have good football players in the team that sometimes we can go long, because that is get out of prison to play up to Erling, but we are calming down with the ball. And although we lost the ball, especially in the first half, in some dangerous areas, 3-4 times, even Martin Ødegaard, remember at the 18-yard box there when he lost the ball there in the first half. Martin is so important in that, because he is our kind of conductor. He's the one who kind of keep the tempo in there, and they're always looking for him. And a Sander Berge and a Patrick Berg in there, they know the hierarchy. So they will give him the ball because they know 9 of 10 times he will keep it for us. So I don't care. I would love to meet England, not because I think that we can beat them. I think that it's gonna be a 50-50 game, but just the tradition and our connection to English football is brilliant.
And today's match did spell the end of Neymar's international career, as Brazil were eliminated at the hands of Erling Haaland and Norway in the round of 16. Neymar announcing after the match that he is retiring from Brazil duty. Neymar's first international goal came all the way back in 2010 against the US at New York, New Jersey Stadium. His 80th and final goal, as you saw, comes at the same venue, and he is Brazil's all-time top scorer. Zlatan, how will he be remembered?
I mean, he will be remembered as the great footballer that came over to Europe, and but before he came over to Europe, he was doing his thing in Brazil, and he did good. He was in Barcelona, did good. He was in PG, did good. But I think people will say also that he could have done more than he did, because people wanted him to win the Ballon d'Or. He didn't win, but an amazing talent, amazing player, and the skill set he had was just crazy. So sad moment for Brazilian football.
Yeah, indeed, immense emotions you saw on his face at the end there. There you go, as he hugs Martin Odegaard. And the Brazilian fans were so delighted, Thierry, that he was in the squad. Many people didn't agree with it. The fans wanted him in there. Carlo Ancelotti brought him in there. For you, obviously, this World Cup was not his World Cup. How do you look at his career and him as a footballer?
Thank you. Thank you. When Portuguese over there say obrigado. Look, this is a guy that I would have paid to watch. It's simple as that. We can talk about tactics. Sometimes we can talk about 4-4-2 or whatever it is. Do you know it's training, altitude or whatever. This guy could play anywhere, at any time, in any styles. And he would have made anyone, and he did make anyone love the game, the beautiful game with the way he was. His goals, the way he was, his smile, the way he went about it, you know, the skills and whatnot. You know, anyone young wanted to be Neymar. You want to be Neymar. This guy changed the game in a way of how he was playing it. So I don't want to talk about the World Cup. I don't want to talk about how he finished or not. I want to talk about what he has given to the game. Neymar was and always will be an outstanding player. I don't want to talk about the rest. Thank you for what you've done. I've enjoyed it. That's all I can say.
Sad day for Neymar, for fans of Neymar, for Brazilian football as well. They've gone out of the World Cup and Neymar has announced his retirement from international football.